What's up, home service hustlers? If your home service business is not breaking $20,000 per month, you have to dedicate the next 40 minutes to watching this video. There's no fancy edits or anything like that, just real, actionable, and tactical advice that if you go and implement, I can guarantee that you'll break that $20,000 per month mark in no time. If you're new here, my name's Adam Chapman. I'm the CEO of PadPal. I started my home service company 8 years ago. I was sleeping in the back of a 2003 Chevy Malibu. No money to my name, no handouts, no help. Went door to door, collected deposit money, and started putting that money back into my company and built it up to a 7-figure business. Right now I'm in Idaho visiting one of my home service university students, Noah. He's with SwiftServe. He did $212,000 his first official year in business, and he's absolutely killing it. And that's what this call is from. The call you're about to watch here, this YouTube video I should say, is from my program, Home Service University. Check out this call, apply it to your business, and then when you're breaking that $20,000 a month mark, or you want to learn more about Home Service U, check below for all the stuff. And of course, like and subscribe if you want to grow your business and make money in 2025. We're going to talk about why most people get stuck at 20 or 30,000 a month. If you really go crazy, you can get it up to 50,000 a month before things really start breaking. That's from personal experience. We're going to talk about moving from the technician to a business owner. Stop doing everything yourself. Talk a bit about building systems and creating consistency to free up your time. Optimizing our marketing to generate predictable leads and sell at higher prices. And then that last part, developing a roadmap for scaling past 20 and 30K, that is going to be sent out to you guys. We'll have a slide at the end on Friday, and there's quite a bit of tasks to get completed. I tried to cram it all into two-hour calls, but there's just going to be way too much. The last group absolutely loved their call. We kept it pretty high level and hit on main points, so I hope you guys like this one as well. But it's just going to be a split call kind of video again. Cool. So not going to waste your guys' time on this, but 20K per month breakdown just with some of the simple jobs. This was more for the guys at 10K, but we went and altered it to 20K so you can kind of reverse engineer your numbers. I'm not going to spend time on this with you guys, but yeah, on that. So a quick breakdown just for the high level numbers. 20K month, that's only $5,000 a week, $660 per day, $1,000 a day if you're taking the weekends off. You guys all know your numbers. Single man, if you're the owner operator, you want to be doing $1,000 a day. If you have two guys, obviously, you're not going to get $2,000 a day out of them. Maybe we're aiming for 13, 14, 1,500, just how it is. But again, anyone that's below that 20K or just hovering around that, when you start breaking down the numbers, it becomes much more manageable, right? A bunch of people last year kind of broke through that 20K. So now into the technical stuff here a bit more. So number one thing we're going to talk about, and maybe this is not the technical part, we get more into that in the end, is just breaking the 20K barrier. So if you're stuck in that 10 to 20K a month kind of barrier right now, it's because you're doing too much yourself and you're afraid to invest back in your business. And when I say that, I would be too if I felt like I was going to the casino. It's hard to invest money into marketing and grow your business if you don't actually know what your numbers are. How do you go dump $10,000 into Facebook ads if you're not tracking your cost per lead, your customer acquisition cost, your close ratio? So when my business started growing, started putting money in ads, I would randomly turn off my ads. I felt like I was putting a lot of money in Facebook. I don't know. Maybe they're amazing, right? Maybe my ROAS, return on ad spend, was 10x, and I just turned the ads off. Maybe I was dumping $5,000 a month in ads that weren't working, but hey, I felt like I had more jobs. It's impossible to grow your business if you are guessing. You don't have to be a master at every single detail, but there's some key performance indicators that you need to know if you want to scale. So as of right now, if you're at that 20,000 or maybe 25,000, you could even put that. It's going to be hard to do more than 25,000 solo. It's going to be really hard to do that solo and manage a business. So if you're in that 10, 15, 20, maybe 30, you need a team. If you can't hire a team, you can't delegate, and you don't know how to put money into your business and track if you're making money, you will constantly get stuck. You will not hit $1 million. When I got stuck at 550, there was systems that I had people, but I didn't have systems, and I had no clue about my numbers. That were the two biggest things I got help with. A lot of you guys have those SOPs. That was stuff I got help with building out, but I didn't have that up to 500K. My phone ran 24/7. I was putting out fires 24/7. It was a nightmare. I was probably making less money too. I have no idea. I just knew that I was doing 500K in revenue and my life was a nightmare, right? So main reasons why you're not consistently at 20K, or maybe some of you guys are above 20K per month and it feels like hell. Number one would be from a technician to a business owner. Your job should no longer be doing the work. It's managing people,
sales and marketing. There's plenty of people out there that can clean a window for $20, $25 an hour. That's not why you started becoming a business owner. Number two, replace yourself. I should put 25 there. I think I edited that other slide. If every task that's under $25 an hour should be delegated. You can't scale your business if you're cleaning gutters. And the reason why I should have put 25 there, I meant to put 25, I think it was a typo, is because let's say you're paying your workers on average $25 an hour and you're paying them for 40 hours a week and you're doing that yourself. You're valuing yourself at $25 an hour times 40 hours in the week. Business owners should be making more than $25 an hour. You're maxing out what works right now and you're neglecting the rest. So there's some guys in home service that are doing like 30, 40K a month and door to door. I highly doubt they're going to go break 100,000 a month just straight door to door. If they are, it's going to be, as you guys know, that's a lot of door to door reps. That's a lot of motivating. That's a lot of babysitting. That's a lot of chasing down guys, jobs that don't get done well, but they're got them to that point. So maybe you're solely focused on door to door. You're not running ads. You don't have partnerships. You don't have a referral program. You're relying on just one thing that works and you're expecting that to get you to the next level. It might get you far, like me doing door-to-door sales, not knowing my numbers, and then running Facebook ads and absolutely having an army of guys working for me got me up to about 40K a month, 50K a month, and then things really started breaking. Trucks and people and losing people and systems and issues broke. Everything starts breaking. Clarity is going to be your confidence. So stop overcomplicating things, whether that be your pricing, your services, your staffing, your offers. And to get past 20K a month, I'm sure you've realized that you spend a lot of time. You probably waste a lot of time on things that don't actually make it to the business, right? So when I see guys in there talking about, oh, how do I do a package so that every 6 months on a Thursday they do this, and I'm being dramatic, but talking and overcomplicating packages when we're still not at that point where we have the basics down and systemized and other people selling for us, you start wasting time, right? It's called making yourself busy versus doing good work. You're not building systems and teams. You're stuck being everything. You're the Facebook ads guy. You're the sales guy. You're the window cleaner. You're the one that does everything. You're going to get stuck. Don't worry about being perfect. 80% by somebody else is 100% good enough. Write that down. 80% by somebody else doing it for you is 100% good enough. And that's something I have to remind myself of too, as well. Like I like things being perfect. And that's in your guys' lesson that I'm going to send you guys. We'll talk about at the end. I got a lot of good stuff from Dan Martell, Buy Back Your Time, stuff that you guys can easily implement. So we'll do that video for you guys. There's the slide deck ready. I just want to give you guys too much at once. So one action item would be write down one limiting belief that's holding you back and replace it with an action step. Does anything that came to someone's mind right now that would be? Whether it be thinking that, oh, I need to do everything myself, or thinking that I'm the world's best window cleaner. What's one limiting belief you have right now that you think is holding you guys back? Does anyone have one they want to share? It might be personal. Do I have to bully someone here and pick somebody out? Does anyone want to share one?
I struggle
I've
at
got
giving up control to someone else or something.
That's Kyle. You said you have a hard time giving up because you're a really good like you know your stuff. You're good with
I'll
your
share
hands.
one.
For you, it's handing off production stuff.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. Who wants to go now? Kyle. So I think Kyle was saying that handing off stuff probably the workers, and I know Kyle does a lot of cool things. He's more than just window cleaning and stuff. He builds shit, does things I could never do. So someone like that, I'm assuming Kyle takes a lot of pride in his work. So maybe that's a hard thing for him to hand off is letting go of the work. Maybe that's what he was going to go with. Who was the next one? One more. Who was that one?
I had one.
Yeah.
I am a big door-to-door guy, so just the belief that I'm powering everything. So it's just all about me hustling, but at the end of the day, or just not believing that ads can work on just a larger scale. Like I would get some jobs here and there from ads, but I really wasn't trying to perfect it and putting as much as I should into it.
Perfect one. Ads work. Yeah, that's a perfect one. Awesome, man. Okay, cool. So, and again, we're going to share these slide decks immediately after, so you guys can go back and get your action items. But I'm sure you thought of one thing right away, right? So one for me when I was starting was thinking that my customers would be annoyed if I asked them for more sales. That was a big one for me. I used to think, oh, like I already got them on window cleaning. Like I shouldn't ask them again for another service. Like that sounds greedy. No, that's an insanely limiting belief. If you did a good job for them last time and you can offer another good service of value, you are doing yourself a disservice by not asking them that. Hey, do you want to do your Christmas lights? Hey, your interlocks, your pavers for the Americans, your pavers are disgusting. I can fix that for you. Don't be afraid to ask. That was a big one for me. Sorry, guys, I just got ahead of myself there. Okay. Some of these other ones here. So replacing yourself. Oh, that's the slide. This is the one I fixed. And then the other one we missed is time is money. So what is your hourly rate? And this is what's in the lesson, the video lesson you guys will get in the slide deck. Is calculating your hourly rate, your buyback rate. So if your hourly rate is $200 an hour, why are you doing $20 an hour tasks? You can hustle your way to about 30K a month, but you need systems and a team to get past 50. Knowing your numbers, stop guessing. And then another action item here would be attached to this one would be writing down 3 tasks that you daily that someone else could do. Hire or delegate that or automate that immediately. So that's why I was confused on my slides there because I fixed it, but I moved it over here. Similar to the last one, if you don't know your numbers, you're not building your teams, you think you're the best at everything, you're going to hit a ceiling. If you don't have good teams that are trained, you're going to hit another ceiling. Every step of the way, there's little limitations that you'll run into that you will not be able to get past that until you go back and fix it. Number one, little mindset, stop thinking like a broke person. Think $500 is a lot of money. You're going to have a hard time selling it. Some of your clients are going to spend more than that on a bottle of wine and going out for dinner. They aren't thinking about the money the same way you are, right? If you're afraid to ask for money, afraid to charge premium prices for your services, you're not going to be able to pay your workers well. You're going to lose your workers, and then you're going to be back on the field. So stop underselling yourself. You're providing a valuable service, not asking these people for a favor. Especially once you start building your brand name up and building up a production schedule, you can start increasing your prices. We've talked about that in production management. We're going to get into that a lot over the next few weeks here with you guys. You're not saving money by doing $20 an hour task. Hire and train people. That was another thing I was pretty guilty for a while. I'd be like, oh, it's just a Saturday. Like I can go make $500 myself. I'd go do the jobs. Or I could go call my customers and sell $1,500 and half the time. Invest in what fuels your growth, whether that be running more ads, learning more skills, meeting people, going to events, your branding. Invest in stuff that's going to grow your business. Don't be afraid to invest. So a big one that would be related to is your ads. If you have money in your bank account and you can go and know your numbers and know that, hey, every time I put $1,000 in this ad, I'm making $3,000. And then we have calls on KPIs and stuff. We're not going to get into the weeds of that. Put the money into put more money in ads. Why are we putting our foot off the gas? Big mistake. But I get how it's hard. Like when I had no idea about my numbers and we were putting money in Facebook ads, I would just get afraid. Oh my God, we spent $3,000 in ads, turn the ad off. That is not a winning strategy. Know your numbers. If it's making you money, double down on it. Put more money into it. If you put out yard signs last year, if you put out 50 yard signs and you tracked, hey, I got $13,000 worth of jobs off of 50 yard signs that cost me $200, go order another 100 signs this year. Why are you trying to save $200 on your $300 or whatever it's going to be on yard signs? Doesn't make sense. If you know that you're good at training up door-to-door people, if you're good at door-to-door, why are you the only one doing it? Pass those skills onto somebody else. Maybe they're not selling $1,000 a day, but 2 guys selling $500 a day while you're signing deals or managing your Facebook ads or hitting up your clients, that fills your hole. There's better guys that can go and take care of that for you, right? And then this one was more related for the newer guys that have a bit of like price and like money objections and a little bit nervous asking for it. But a good thing to remind yourself is that your 3 reasons why their service is worth money, right? Even though it only takes you an hour to clean their gutters, like a 75-year-old lady is going to take her more than an hour and she could fall off and break her hip and she's done. Another good thing to do is go check your Google reviews. When you're scaling your business, you guys will have more customers that will get upset with you. It's just going to happen, right? You can think, oh, I'm such a bad service, and then impact you negatively. Now you start charging less or micromanaging your employees, or you can listen to them, take the feedback, make a change, and then remind yourself, hey man, look at all these happy customers we have. Why am I letting one upset customer ruin and impact how I carry my business on a day-to-day? Small things, and that a little bit applies more to the guys that are below 10K, but still a good reminder for you guys. I'll keep this one really brief because if you're about at 20K or more, you already know about maximizing your time, which kind of goes hand in hand here with optimizing your habits. Your business is going to be a reflection of your habits. So if you have TikTok on your phone right now and your business is not where it needs to be, I would just go delete it. Straight up, your customers are not going to be on TikTok buying your services, but they're on Instagram. They're on Facebook. They're on Nextdoor. Why are we spending X amount of hours a week scrolling TikTok when we could be on Instagram DMing other business owners, DMing property management companies? Where's our time going, right? For instance, another good example would be like, how many hours a week are we spending watching TV, escaping versus catching up on coaching calls? Or everyone in here, like you see who's in here, reach out to someone else and say, hey, let's jump on some, want to do some practice role play with me sales, or hey, record some of my sales calls, send them back to each other, right? Another one would be how you carry yourself around your workers. If you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. And we're going to talk about that when we talk about building your team. But how do you carry yourself around your workers? If you're telling them, hey, show up at 9 a.m. and all the time you show up at 9:20, what kind of impression are you setting for them, right? And then the one I skipped there is, how are you spending your time? Are you spending your time around people that make you feel like you're sick for having a $20,000 a month business? Or are you putting yourself in rooms where people are doing $20,000 a week? It's easy to be the tough guy at preschool, you know, like it's easy to go to elementary school and beat up a bunch of kids. It's easy to be the rich guy when you're hanging around a bunch of bums that booze every weekend. Find someone in this group, connect with them, and hold each other accountable. Or it might be hard in your city, but that's why you guys are in HSU, right? Find someone that your numbers are whatever to them and try to get with them. Like where I am here right now, I'm going golfing tomorrow. I am an absolute peasant compared to the three guys I'm going golfing with tomorrow. Absolute peasant. I'm going to embarrass myself, and they're insanely good golfers and rich. I'm putting myself in environments like that, or I could just hang around with my old hockey buddies that are going nowhere, are deadbeats, most of them, right? And I could feel cool. Or I could go there, feel small, learn and be inspired and take what I can learn from them and keep growing. Action steps, and this is going to be a nice wake-up call for some of you guys. Track your screen time, go on your phone, turn your screen time on, turn your screen time on, and then part 2 of that, this is a bit more time consuming, but super effective, time blocking. So take your calendar, break it up into 30-minute intervals, and record what you're actually doing with that time. And then, sorry guys, my computer's gonna die here. Let me just get an extension cord, 1 sec. Okay, cool guys. And I know some of this stuff might seem a little bit whatever to you, or oh, it's just wishy-washy, it's just high level stuff. But again, if you had an extra 10 hours per week that you're dedicating to your business, it's going to make a big difference. So try this out, and you guys will have this slide deck after, so you guys can go and start doing these things right away. And maybe reach out to someone in the group on Zoom here, or reach out to them after, and hold each other accountable. Track your screen time. Let's say it was 6 hours on TikTok. If we put those 6 hours in just straight Instagram DMing other business owners, you're going to get a job. If you spent 6 hours stopping at local businesses one day that week, you're going to meet some commercial contracts or property management deal that could be business changing, right? And then time blocking. What percentage of that time is going towards building your dream business / life versus just escaping? Okay. Visualize. Reason too much into in depth on this, but essentially you can be motivated by fear of failure or success, right? Fear of failure short term is good. Your fight or flight response, basically and I'll skip this one so you guys can go through it. I'll give you guys an example. You guys can have this slide deck after, just so we have enough time here. But essentially, you're going to either be motivated by fear, or loss aversion, and you want to use both strategically. So what I mean by that, for me personally, like growing up, I was like, yo, I cannot have a life like this when I have kids one day. My future life, when I have kids and a wife and stuff, it cannot look like this. I remember being literally 7 or 8 years old thinking like that. That's what that mindset of like, I cannot be a failure. Like I need to be pro hockey player got me pretty far. Then when my whole world was changed upside down, that fear never think, oh, well, now I'm going to be a failure. It's no, what can I do now? That's how I got into home services. That fear of being like having a life like that for my kids one day is what allowed me to get on the bus, go do the door-to-door sales when I don't feel like it, right? Making it non-negotiables for yourself and sticking to it is huge. Because here's the thing, guys, if you're kind of comfortable, and the saying, if it was 1 mile, you'd walk. If it's 2 miles, you take the car. When you're comfortable enough, you're not changing. So use both positive reinforcement in terms of thinking what you want to be like, but also fear. Whereas like now, for instance, like I could be just very comfortable. So the fear of failure and becoming like homeless and not having be able to give my kids Christmas gifts is pretty unrealistic at this point to think like that. It doesn't really work. However, my fear motivator now, I know no matter what I've hit that goal of being able to provide for my kids one day when I have kids. I am not worried about that. However, one thing that gets me to act quick and move quick and get things better is you guys. So I think on a short term, it's like, hey, I need to put good lessons together, support you guys in the HSU because you guys believe in me. And if I'm not giving my best, it's letting you guys down. I would hate to see someone join HSU, quit their job, and then now go and their business become what it is because it's my fault. So that's a fear. And then a motivator for me is saying, hey, I want HSU to be able to impact the world. I want to be a household name and flip traditional education on its head. If I was still trying to artificially fake that I'm motivated by being a failure, it wouldn't work. But all the way up to that point where I got, let's say, comfortable and like out of that like survival mode, it was the fear of failure. I wasn't thinking about the G-Wagons and the traveling. I was just like, yo, I need to actually not have a shitty life. What happens if my life is like this when I have kids one day? I'd hate myself, right? So using both. Have a routine. And I know as a business owner, guys, it is not easy to have, hey, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m., this is what I do. 11 till 1, this is what I do. I think any business owner that says their life's like that is straight up lying. I don't know how that would even be possible. However, what you want to have is some non-negotiables, meaning no matter what happens, it's a non-negotiable for you. I'll give you guys some examples of those. And I'm sure this isn't exactly what you guys were thinking about when we're talking about scaling. We'll get into that in a second here. But non-negotiables are just core habits that move your business and mindset forward. Even on bad days, we're still doing these, right? So non-negotiables work because it removes decision fatigue. If you told yourself that you were going to do, let's say, door-to-door sales for 10 hours that week, and it's Sunday and you've only done 7 hours, it's not really an option if it's raining or, oh, maybe people are at church or, oh, it's football Sunday. It's not an option because you're not at 10 hours. This is going to build momentum because when you're being consistent to your word to yourself, you're going to have more confidence. When you have more confidence, you're going to be better on your sales. When you have more confidence, you're going to be better at leading people. All of these little things do snowball into being a business owner. I find when I get sloppy with my own personal life, when I'm slacking off at the gym or whatever it may be, I notice that trickles down to the people that work for me. When I'm unorganized and I have no idea what we're doing, what direction we're going, I see that trickle down to my workers. So a good action step, write down 4 or 5 non-negotiables and commit to hitting them every single day for the next 7 days. Watch how much that impacts just like your mindset and the results that come from it. If you go the next 7 days and DM 10 people on Instagram, other business owners, one of those 70 messages will result in something good. Now that's a positive reinforcement for your brain that it works. And then start building off of that. Have a routine. I'll skip this slide, but essentially these are some of the fundamentals. Hey, Jim, X amount of outbounds per day. In the morning, I'm going to visualize what success looks like. Maybe for you, visualizing is what failure looks like, whatever motivates you more. At the end of every day, I'm going to spend 30 minutes, write down what I need to do the next day, what my top priorities are. And I'm going to spend 30 minutes per day on personal development and 30 minutes per day training my team. You don't train your team for 1 week and then never talk to them again. Make it a thing. Hey, for the next month, I'm going to spend 30 minutes every single day. I'm going to show up at the shop, review 30 minutes of upselling training with my workers. 30 minutes a day as well on developing out teams or systems. 30 minutes each, commit to it. and that's it. You don't need to have a perfect 9 to 5, 7 to 9 schedule. It's not how business and entrepreneurship works in my eyes. I don't know how that's remotely possible, but if you have your non-negotiables that are adding your business goals and stick with those, it stacks up. Personal and business KPIs. If you're not tracking stuff, you're going to get stuck. So KPIs, your key performance indicators, that's how you track success. And you'll notice that when you track your numbers, you'll be able to see, oh, good, 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 good. And then you have a bad week. Oh, what happened? What happened? And then when you're able to actually go reflect on how that week went, you'll find what you did wrong. Instead of like, oh, it was a bad week, I wonder what happened. No, if you can go and look, and let's say you had 3 really good weeks of Facebook ads, and then your last week's really bad. Oh, let me look at my numbers. Oh, wow, this ad's not getting clicks anymore. Maybe I need to tweak it. Know your numbers, track your KPIs. The fear of the unknown will slow down your growth. If you don't know where your next job's coming from, or your leads are coming from, or how much money you're spending, how your workers are performing jobs, what they're doing on site, that's going to slow you down. A bunch of example KPIs there. Those are pretty basic, high-level ones. You guys will have this after. I'm not going to go through each one by one. But those ones at the bottom there are really important for scale. So your cost per lead, your customer acquisition cost, your lifetime value. And this is going to be broken down more, like much further in your guys' roadmaps for the 20K plus group here, or 10K plus group. I should have made 20. But those ones at the bottom, your customer acquisition costs, your lifetime value, these are numbers that are going to help you scale. Like Skagen, he said he did 500K last year. Like if he can go and increase how much his average customer spends by $100, I don't know how many customers have, it's going to make a substantial difference in his business. If he knows that he can have recurring customers, 88% of customers return, and he knows that, he can spend more money in marketing. He can grow to 1 million a lot faster. I'd be interested to have some more time with Skagen and hear exactly what's going on, because that was a tough year for me. 6, personal and business KPIs, some more personal ones. How many hours I work on the business this week versus wasted time. It's not going to be a fun activity, you guys, but if you guys go and record your screen time and do that 30-minute time blocking this week, if that's the only 2 things you do from this week, it's going to be a good wake-up call. It really will. You seem busy, but what are you doing? Is it actually good busy? Or are you wasting time? Are you messing around with quarterly subscription plans and all these complicated things when you don't even have 2 lead sources coming in? You don't even have systems to hire guys. Your guys that you have hired don't even know how to sell anything. Why are we building out crazy packages? I've been answering those questions this week, but a lot of those questions are from people that don't really need to be asking those questions. How many hours are you spent on doing $25 an hour tasks versus $250 an hour tasks? Right? I would say calling your leads that are from last year that said, oh, call me next year. If you spent an hour calling them, you land 1 deal for $250. That's much better than spending an hour cleaning windows for $25. Make those cost trade-offs. And I go more in depth on that recording for you guys. An action step, write down 3 business KPIs and 3 personal KPIs, track them for the next week. Whatever those may be, track them and watch. It's going to be a wake-up call for a lot of you guys. Systems in operation, and we're not going as in depth, I'm sure some of you guys want. I just really want to keep it a little bit more high level today, and then you guys have your own time to go through stuff. Systems are the foundation of scaling. It is the boring stuff, I'm not going to lie, a lot of it, but it's cool to see it all play out properly. It is. It's like you're managing a little symphony, but it is hard. I'm not going to lie, to get things nice and smooth, it is hard, but when it's running smoothly, it's nice. Like, it's January, like my guys are taking down Christmas lights right now. I didn't even have to say anything before I left because it's all guys that are returning. The 4 guys taking down lights, they've taken down lights for 3 years now. I didn't literally say, I said, hey guys, I'm going for the month. I'm going to be in Panama. I'm going back on February 6th, and I got the text message today. Hey Adam, all the lights are stored, all the lights are put away. There's just 3 houses left and 2 houses we need to go back to. Google Docs are done. Cool, man, thanks. That's all my lights were removed this year, minus a handful of jobs, and it was a text message. They're all in the storage unit, put away, and the ones that are burnt out are thrown in a garbage bin. All done. And I didn't even have to say one thing. Again, it takes a bit to get to that point. They just gave me the report when it was done. They asked, hey, can we start now? It was January 6th or whatever they texted me. Yeah, fine, go ahead, boys, you're good to go. I sent them the customers that want to keep them up a little bit longer so they don't hit those ones up. They messaged them all. They went, took down the lights. The customers that had any, like, hey, can we keep them up? They had in their SOPs, yeah, we'd love to let you keep them up, but we got to take them down. Ha ha ha. that it's in your guys' SOP scripts there. The lights are all taken down, right? Core systems that you need is a marketing system. So your lead should be able to come in without constantly grinding, and there should be coming in from one lead source. So Camden there, he literally said, I'm the door-to-door hustler. That's the only thing I do, right? So there's Camden getting called out right there. You can't just rely on one source. If Camden this year is the only guy doing door-to-door, and at least he has Facebook ads, that's somebody else helping him. If he can train 2 little door-to-door reps that do 60% of what he can do and they're commission-based, literally $0 out of pocket, that's free money. If he's doing 1,000, that's $1,200 between 2 guys, free money, and then he has his Facebook ads. Now Camden can focus on selling, getting a premium price, service stacking on people, building out systems. Next would be a sales system. And this is more for yourselves internally. Sales should be the last thing that you hand off. In my personal opinion, I hold that pretty strongly. And I'm not referring to door-to-door sales. I'm referring to an inbound lead call. It's completely different than someone out and working for free. Sure, if they're motivated, give them all the rain they want, right? Who cares? As long as they're not being crazy at the door or whatever they're doing for you. But you need to have some sort of sales system. So whether that be recording your calls, recording your conversations, following up. I used to go every single Sunday. I would block off 3 hours and do all my follow-up calls, right? Track and automate what you can. Scheduling is something that I would say is a high-value task. I like handing that off later on because those little efficiencies can really add up, especially when you have 2 or 3 vehicles. A production system. Jobs should be completed without your involvement. And like I said, scheduling is a hard one to hand off. I'd hand that one off later. And then hiring and training people. A repeatable way to bring on new employees and train them. Maybe at the start, you're training all of them yourself, but once you work up to having a production manager, I think that's the next slide. No, 2 slides. We're going to get hold of myself. In a couple slides, we'll talk about that. If the business relies on you remember everything, you don't have a business, you have a job. You need systems to create consistency, efficiency, and scale. And you guys can go without SOPs and any systems and stuff up to about 500K. I do not know how someone's able to manage 500K, how I was, and get past that. It was actually a nightmare. Like when I'm saying it was 24/7, it was 24/7. Nonstop, 24/7, my phone would ring. Every single customer call came in, every single Facebook ad was ran by me, every single job was scheduled by me, every single guy out there was running around based off of what I told them how to train them. I would hire guys and tell another guy to train him based off of his words. Next week, he'd be on a different crew doing something else. It can get crazy when you're scaling if you have nothing. 4 levels to systemize. Number 1, document it. So write down everything step by step for key tasks. Just start a Google Docs for everything. 2 is automating. So using tools like CRM, scheduling software. I know a lot of you guys want some help with email automation and text automation. No questions on that today, but we'll have some stuff for that coming up for you guys. Number 3, delegating, right? Train team members to execute tasks without you having to micromanage them, and then optimizing it. Once you can do that, optimize the systems, improve them, and the best systems evolve over time. Our systems today are different than they were 3 years ago. For example, like I said, 3 years ago, if someone wanted their lights stayed up quick, I just told my guys to make a note on the Google Docs, and then we'd come take them down the spring. Our systems now is they have a little blurb that they say, oh yeah, Miranda, we'd love to leave your lights up, but like blah, 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 blah. They have to come down now. That way they look great for next season. And the lights come down, right? I learned that because my second year, I think that was, I went away and then I came back and there were still 26 jobs that had lights up. And now they're calling me in March when we're trying to get our window cleaning stuff saying, hey, we want our lights down now. We want our lights down now. Where are you? Because they didn't want it done a month ago and we had no process in place, right? So you're constantly refining your systems. I feel like a lot of people that was relatable to. A lot of people were nodding there. And they evolve over time. Doesn't have to be set in stone. Okay, a quick little example here from lead to payment, right? So number 1 would be the lead captured, form on my website, maybe it was Google My Business, a social media DM, it was an inbound call from a referral, right? So that'd be number 1. A level up would be having someone run the ads for you. Maybe you're gonna have someone else run the ads for you so they can maximize your ad spend. Definitely vet them and all of that, you guys know about that. But instead of you becoming a Facebook ads wizard, maybe you use your extra capital, have someone run your ads for you. That way you can focus on the sales process of actually maximizing those leads, right? And it's never like a perfect, at this point, do this, because some things you'll be good at, other things you'll want to hand off. I was okay at Facebook ads, but I absolutely hated doing them. So when I could afford to have someone do them, I did, right? So I don't do my own Facebook ads. We have someone that does them for me, a million times better than me. Number two, automate your following up. So on your CRMs, your emails, booking a quote, calls, follow-ups, automate as much as you can to free up your time. Quoting and scheduling, having your preset pricing, not on your website, of course, but as you guys know, we have pad sizes. So that way, when a thing comes in, we can look at the house. Okay, it's $300. Not every single house we're going around Google Earth and counting up windows anymore. Templates for your quotes, have things quick, easy, get them ready out. A level up for quoting and scheduling would be having your reps on site upsell for you. All right, how easy is that to go implement right now? You already have a worker. Why not, instead of worrying about building these crazy subscription plans, teach your workers how to upsell an extra 3 jobs a week? 3 times 300, that's $900 a week. That's what, 369, 900, call 1,000. That could be almost $4,000 a month just by spending, let's say you spend 30 minutes a day for the first 2 weeks of your workers in the morning, teaching them how to upsell gutter cleaning. And that could go and add $4,000 a month to your business without you doing anything, without you having to knock the doors, without you having to go add Facebook ads or etc., just by training your workers for 2 weeks and incentivizing them with a system. Hey man, every job that you upsell, I'll give you guys 40% instead of 30. Spend 2 weeks teaching them how to upsell. Now they can bring in an extra 3K, 4K a month, 40,000 a year. And where's that money can go into Facebook ads or another vehicle? That's more time for you, more money for you. Step 4, job completion and payment, automating your invoices. You guys all know this though. Following up your review request, automating your review request. A level up would be having your workers get reviews for you. Instead of you hustling every review, get your workers to get reviews, incentivize them to do that. Have your workers collect payments. Instead of you asking them at the end of the day, how did this job go? How did this job go? How did this job go? Did they say anything? Have an end of day form. Make it a requirement that at the end of the day, your workers fill that out and then have a little flag. Oh, like that seems kind of weird that they said that. Call the customer yourself. That way you're not calling every single customer yourself. You have a good idea what's going on. Small improvements in your system makes a massive, massive growth over time. Right. And that's the thing that's nice once you start, like, for instance, Skagen here, if he has 4 vehicles on the road or 3 vehicles on the road, small little tweaks on that is going to make a big thousands of dollars of difference by the end of the year. If his guys can upsell, if he has 3 vehicles and each one's upselling 4,000 a month, that's 12,000 a month times 10. That's $120,000 extra to his business. The ROI on him taking his time to incentivize his workers, build a little system and train them, 120,000. That's a $250 an hour task versus Skagen going out there and always replacing guys because they're not showing up or they're not motivated, whatever it may be. Action item, identify one task in your business that can be documented, automated, or delegated this week. I'm not, it's hard because we put the 10K mark. Like, I'm not sure how many of you guys are at 30 or 40. So I'm really looking forward to this year to get knowing your businesses a lot more. But having an assistant overseas, and that's another learning process, but they'll do stuff for $4 or $5 an hour. I would not be giving them their sales, and there's a lot of training that goes involved in that, but maybe Skagen this year should start looking at having a little assistant help them, following up on invoices. How many hours do you think Skagen this year, if he's going to go do $1 million this year, he's going to have a lot of unpaid invoices that either he has to go call them all, and some of them got paid, or he goes and hires an absolute dog from the Philippines that blows their phone up 4 times a day till they pay. That ROI is insane for him. Now he's a full day a week that he can go and do other things with the business. Simplifying your operations. We're not going to go too in depth on this. So your CRM, if it's not organized, guys, it's not up to date. You're looking at outdated numbers. And you're not really managing your business, right? Making sure your CRM is updated and organized is absolutely crucial. If you had, and I know a lot of you guys are in here are guilty of this, you have just their email or just their phone number. Get the email, get the phone number, record how much they paid. If they said to you, yeah, we want to do Christmas lights, but it's kind of late now, we'll do it next year. Put that on your CRM. Hey, they said they want Christmas lights next year, but reach out earlier. Put a reminder on your Google Calendar, whatever CRM you're using, if you have reminders. Reach out to them in August. Hey, you said last year you wanted Christmas lights, let's book you in. Instead of chasing down new leads all the time. Use your systems, use your CRM, organize it, and make sure it's up to date. Sales tracking, so tracking your sales calls, recording them, listening to them. You're going to absolutely hate yourself after you start listening to them because you'll realize how bad you are. But that's the only way to improve. Like, you'll literally really like cringe at yourself when you're listening to yourself for the first time. But you're not going to improve unless you listen to them, right? And then this is a side little tip here. Every single sales call, and this was from the the earlier group, it's a good reminder for you guys. Every single call needs to finish with an action item. So either they're saying, no, I don't want that quote, or you're booking a quote in person, you're signing the deal. If they say, call me back later, oh, I'm at the gym right now, call me later. Okay, cool. Are you free tonight at 5 p.m. for me to call you? Have it a last task. This might be early, a little, or just a refresher for you. Production calendar, maintaining a healthy production schedule. If you guys want to go and get a second vehicle or third vehicle out there and have guys that know that there's going to be work next week, trying to manage 3 weeks out. You can get up to 6 weeks out before you start losing jobs. That's kind of what I've found, depending on the service, of course. And if you have a good managing your production schedule, those people that say, no, Miranda, I'm not doing it unless you come next week, have flexibility in your schedule, get them in there. You don't want to be losing jobs, but you don't want to keep coming to Saturday and be like, oh shit, I got to sell jobs this weekend so my guys can work next week. Now you're stuck in desperation mode. When you're in desperation mode, you're underselling yourself. Then when you're underselling yourself, you're not paying your workers well or giving all your profits to your workers. There's no extra money to invest in ads. If you can manage a 3-week schedule out, 3 is absolutely golden. More gives you more breathing room, of course. Now, and that's from the KPI calls, now we can start increasing our prices. Now we can start working on our business. Job checklists, that's going to reduce mistakes, improve efficiencies, allow delegation, and then have required reports. Have them fill something at the end of every day. Right? That way you know what's going on, call the customers, depending on where you're at with the business at the end of every day, follow up, upsell them on the follow-up call. Action item, identify a system that you're missing and commit to implementing it. For the guys where it's snowing out right now, it might be hard to implement them, but make some sort of system for what you're doing right now. Even if it's as simple as taking your leads from Facebook and adding them to your CRM, if you don't have that automated with Zapier, document that. Put it in a little Notion folder. You guys all know about Notion. It's free. Put your little link on Notion. So maybe one day when you do go hire a little assistant to help you out, they already have systems built out. And I'm telling you this stuff as I need to get better at it as well. I'm okay, but it definitely needs to be brought up. Building your team, stop doing everything yourself. Your business will not scale until you hire the right people and trust them to execute. Your first hire should be a technician so you can stop being in the field. You want to be paying them performance, base pay plus commission/bonuses to keep them motivated. We're not going to go too much in the weeds of that, but right now, to give you guys an idea, PayPal will give them, hey, it's $22 an hour or performance pay, whichever higher. We want our guys to try to get $30 an hour, and we've had guys for 7 years now. It's going to be hard for a lot. None of these guys that work at PayPal will be able to go somewhere else and demand $30 an hour and have such a chill work-life balance, right? We have systems in place, but at the end of the day, I'm more focused on the principles that we're following versus micromanaging what they're actually doing, right? They're grown-ass men. If they want to act like children, then I know how to baby them. When they start showing up late, now everyone has to take photos of the door. As soon as you get to the job site, take a photo of the door with the time. It's kind of embarrassing for them, and it's treating them like a babies, but they want to act like babies, they can be treated like babies. All right? Lead smart from the front. If you expect your people to work hard and show up on time, be respectful with clients, you have to set the tone. If you go start cutting corners, you don't think they're going to cut corners, set the tone. You have to be 100% on when you're with your workers. This would be a priority list for scaling right here. So technicians, replacing yourself in the field. Next would be production managers. Once you have a few technicians on the field, having one of them begin maybe scheduling jobs, managing the crews, maybe some customer relationships, maybe a bit of sales. That'd be your first level up. A marketing manager, and that would not be like a full-time position, but paying somebody to run your ads for you might be a good one, whether it be Google ads or Facebook ads. Maybe it's an admin or assistant, and then a sales rep. That would be the last thing that I'm giving up. Door-to-door would be fine, but you would really want to be good at sales and really, really be scaling before you have someone else answering phone calls that you spent $30, $40, $50 to get. That'd be the last thing I'd be handing off is inbound sales. Action item, identify the next role you need to hire, write a job description today for it. If you're not hiring them this week, start building out that job description. What does the responsibilities include? What is their role, right? So again, this is not a perfect science after we get past the production manager range, but you do want to have some bit of people coming in and a bit of a roadmap. Technicians is the easiest one to hire. If you can't hire technicians, you will not be able to manage an assistant from the Philippines. Straight up. It's harder to do that. Marketing manager, that'd be someone that you're paying like a service to do. Make sure that they're reputable. We're gonna have some help for you guys as well that on that end this year. Make sure if you guys are gonna go on your own that you really vet the company. If they're making any crazy promises to you guys, I'd stay away. But that would be a good one to look into as well. Maybe it's your SEO to start. Doesn't have to be everything all at once, but you can't do everything all at once and scale. Marketing. Marketing at this level is not just about more reps. I put just in there because if you go think, oh, I don't need to do more reps of that, you're going to start losing some momentum. It's not just about doing more reps. It's also about working smarter and being everywhere, right? So by working smarter, that's raising prices in your positioning. Stop competing on price, sell value. So that'd be building your brand recognition, like social media, your Google My Business, your website shows up when people talk about it. And on the PadPal website, we've worked with Mattamy Homes, Tim Hortons, stuff like that can start building up your brand recognition. That's going to allow you to start charging a premium price. If you're showing up there and your workers are there smoking cigarettes and you had to beg to get that sale, it's going to be really hard to go and beg for a sale and charge a premium price if you're not following suit. And again, it's not everything all at once. It's little things as you go, but working on building your brand and how you position yourself. Even when you answer the phone. If you answer the phone, you're on a job site, you take their info, get their info down, get a bit of stuff. Awesome. Thank you so much. I'm actually on site right now, but when I get back to the office tonight, not my house, when I get back to the office tonight, I can give you a call at 6 p.m. Good. They say, yeah, you call them at 6 p.m. That right away is positioning you as a professional company. Now, when you call them at 6 p.m. and you say it's $250 and then they're like, oh, that's expensive. And then you say, oh, well, do you have other quotes? They say, oh, well, I have another quote from the company last year. They charged me $200, but they didn't show up. Oh, well, like we're really professional here. Do you check out our Google reviews? We have 100 Google reviews. We work with these big brands. Also, like just a small little like showing how we are. Like I was on site today. I said to call you at 6. I called you at 6. When I say something, I follow through and my guys follow through on it. That's the extra $50 in your pocket. You're going to close the deal. You lose that argument completely if you say I'll call you later or you answer the phone and and I'll call you later and keeping it super sloppy. Little things add up. Automating your lead flow. So this is stuff we're gonna help you guys with a lot more as we go this year. Your follow-ups, your email campaigns, your retargeting of your ads at work with your current customer base, uploading them to Facebook, retargeting ads. High value partnerships, HOAs, home builders, property management deals, city staples, whether it be like with the actual city or businesses that are well known in the city, right? Miranda and Javi have a really good one that I went and checked out this year. That's a really good place that they can continue building their name up and leveraging that. That's huge for them. It's a really, really sick spot. It's on my YouTube. If you guys want to check out that, we put a video up. But that location is a perfect example of a high value partnership because that's a brand new build. Unlimited opportunities are going to come from that if they handle that right. Last would be omnipresence marketing. People need to see you everywhere on Google My Business, organic social media, paid ads, your yard signs, networking, referral programs for your customers. You need to be everywhere. Silently everywhere. Like clinical obesity. Okay, closing points here and a 40K per month view for those people that want to go this route. So closing notes on the actual lesson here. Your business is only going to grow when you stop doing everything yourself. You can do everything yourself. I would be shocked if someone's doing more than 25,000, max 30,000 a month by themselves. That would be insanely hard to maintain. I don't even know how that'd be possible. It's probably doable, but I would go and put significant money that nobody's doing more than 30,000 a month on their own, doing everything themselves. I don't see how that'd even be possible at that point. I don't know how someone would do over $50,000 a month without workers, systems, processes, and more than one lead source. I don't. It seemed like a nightmare to me, and I felt I was doing everything right. I was pretty cocky at the time. Systems and people create consistency. Grinding alone is not going to get you there. Like Camden, if he thinks that just knocking on doors this year and doing the service and knocking on doors is going to go take him because he did 200K last year, it's going to get him to 400K. It's not going to happen. 0% chance. Think bigger, act bigger. Your next level requires you to let go. Whether that be the production, some of your ad spend, you're not going to be the best at everything. I want you guys to have a bit of an understanding of everything. That's why HSU exists. You guys want to go hire someone for SEO? Watch the SEO coaching call, pick up some good pointers, and use that to vet someone when you're going to go give someone your hard-earned money to go do your SEO. I learned that lesson the hard way. Paid someone for 7 months, and then I got someone to consult me, a third party, and they said no one's ever logged in here. I paid them for 7 months, right? I had no idea. I just knew I kept hearing SEO, SEO, SEO. And I just wanted to get someone to do it for me. I paid the price. Final challenge, commit to one major change that's going to take you from 10 or 20K per month to 40K per month in the next 90 days. If you're at that range. If you're at the 15K per month, what is going to take you to 30? That might sound crazy. Oh, how do I go from 15 to 30? But if you are right now doing $15,000 a month as an owner operator, doing everything yourself, getting your leads yourself, you can go and double your business by training some good guys, teaching how to upsell a little bit, and then turning some money on Facebook ads. You can go and make more money with your business. Second point, and it might be a bit of a tease for you guys because we're not going to go even remotely depth into this right now. But to give you an idea, and this is what we're doing with that little bit of a private group right now, is 40K per month is what our targets are. So what that would look like with these guys is we're doing 20K per month on repeatable, simple services, the windows, the gutters, right? Power washing, maybe soft washing, because those services, once you have enough work booked out and you train your guys well, they're still going to mess some things up, of course, but the mess ups are very, very minimal in terms of the actual damage it can cause your business if they miss a window or the gutters aren't cleaned properly. That's not going to be a life or death situation. Those are simple, repeatable services that with systems in place and work booked out, you're not supposed to be doing yourself. So from there, what are we going to do with our time? We can either go and add a second vehicle doing simple, repeatable services. Once we have if we have 3 weeks booked out, here I'm nerding out again. If we have 3 weeks booked out with our one crew, they're operating smoothly, and then we get to 6, 4, 5 weeks we're at now. Okay, cool. Let's go add a second crew on. Cool, bang. That's a 40K month. Or another way to do a 40K month would be having your simple, repeatable services done Monday to Friday by your crew, $1,000 a day, plus 1 day a week, because you have your free time now because you're not doing all this dirty work yourself. You go do a high ticket service, whether that be permanent lights or a gutter guard job or two. That's an easy way, if you can put one of those days in a week, to go and double your revenue. And this can all be done with one vehicle. Not going to go too much farther in depth on that. So it can be 2 vehicles, 20K each per month, simple repeatable services. That's what we should be as a target, 22,000 per vehicle, $1,000 a day. And then if you have this time back, because your workers are out there doing the simple dirty work for you, you can either go sell more jobs and get out a second vehicle, or you can now take a day a week on the weekend, maybe do 1 permanent light install job per week, 4 per month, $5,000 a job. That's another 20. And you're going to be working less than right now. You're trying to do 20,000 a month, every single thing on your own. It's not the point of today's thing, but that's kind of an idea.